Good evening, I'm Hannah Henderson. Join alongside me is Mazie Vincent. Tonight we're doing sports a little bit differently. For the first time in UATV history, we're just going to have a discussion. So today we're going to talk about the prevalence of sports media throughout the NCAA tournament, specifically with post-game press conferences. I want to start with this clip following Baylor's loss to Yale in the first round. Let's take a look.
Stat sheet.
Tori said, how do they have more rebounds?
You said he could out-rebound, but I was surprised. You did. 36-32. How does Yale out-rebound Baylor?
You go up and grab the ball off the rim when it comes off, and then you grab it with two hands, and you come down with it, and that's considered a rebound. So they got more of those than we did.
Mazie, I want to analyze both parts of this, but we'll start with the reporter. What are your thoughts on his question?
Well, one thing I want to point out is if you see before he even asked the question, he was almost rude to the panel and he was talking to them as if they were stupid. And then he asked that question and he didn't word it the right way. He was very pushy and he could have worded it in a different way. He could have said, well, why do you think Yale out-rebounded y'all tonight? Not the way he asked it, and then the response he got was probably egged on.
Yeah, I agree. So what do you think of his response? What do you think of Prince's response?
Well, as I say, the reporter kind of set himself up for that. Prince was very disrespectful. He could have. It was definitely funny, but he was a smart aleck. But after a loss like that, that doesn't give you the right to bash the reporters, and it definitely puts a wrong representation on the sports media.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, you're dealing with 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old in that range kids. And I think that there has to be a level of respect there for the media because, at the end of the day, they are just doing their job. Good question or a bad question. But, another team that suffered perhaps one of the worst losses that we've seen so far in the tournament was University of Northern Iowa. To refresh your memory, Texas A&M overcame a 10-point deficit with 30 seconds remaining in regulation to win in double overtime. And so pay attention to how senior guard Wes Washburn answers the media's questions following the game.
What went wrong in those last few seconds there, getting the ball inbounds, stuff like that?
Yeah, they just turned up the pressure a little bit, started denying them passing lanes. Bo was out of the game. He's usually the one who inbounds the ball for us. But credit to Texas A&M for turning up the pressure and making some plays when they had to.
Mazie, what do you think of his response there?
Well, that's how you do it. That is, especially after a loss like that, he handled it very well. It is very hard to come after a game with all those emotions and everything to have that composure. And he even mentioned Texas A&M. And after what they did to them, that is very hard. And that's just the way you have to do it. He was definitely more calm than I would be, but that was something I think all athletes should look for and do that after the game like that.
Yeah, I think his response to the question was, commendable, definitely. I think that he handled it so well, considering they just suffered such a horrible loss and it would be so easy to react the way that Prince reacted. I think that he had, composure and he showed maturity throughout that. But keeping our same focus, as of late, we've seen these same sort of instances happen with professional athletes. And something that some would consider irrelevant that's making headlines is LeBron James unfollowing the Cleveland Cavaliers on Twitter. This is what went down when one reporter decided to ask him about it.
Hold on, LeBron, you may not like this one, and I'm not thrilled asking it. I'm obviously trying to diffuse this a little bit, but it appears that you unfollowed the Cavs on Twitter today, and it's caused quite a stir. Why did you do that, or what would go into that?
Next question. You've had 38 assists tonight. That's a season high. Is this something you can take forward to the next game?
I'm done.
Well, that was just awful on both ends. And I think that the relationship between reporters and athletes is definitely a vicious one. When reporters don't ask good questions, how do you expect the athletes to respond in any less of a way? But anyways, that's it for sports. I'm Hannah Henderson. This is Mazie Vincent. And after the break, we'll have one more look at your weather.